Welcome to an experience similar to ones that you've had before. Yes, another podcast featuring a couple of guys who think that they're funny. Two men, one microphone. This is Spoiled Rotten.
Welcome.
Hey y'all, what's
How you
going
guys
on?
doing?
What's happening?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about the Avengers: Age of Robert California.
Oh
Really
yeah.
stoked. Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
actually. Oh, look at those. We have the Avengers A's and everything.
That's right.
Is that so when you downloaded this font, is that A like just unfortunately that giant, or did you make them giant?
It is the capitalized version of that
Mhm.
font. So
Okay.
all the other letters are in the lowercase form,
Yeah.
and I made sure that the A was capitalized.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. It
Yeah.
it really it really conveys the mood we're going for. We're going for
That's right.
The Avengers theme.
Oh really?
How's your week, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah. Getting ready for my vacation. Leaving
Okay.
here in Saturday, I believe.
Really?
And going to California for a week.
California, eh?
Yeah,
Where all the movie stars live?
that's right. They'll all be quarantined in their house because nothing's going on there.
Right.
I was going to go on a cruise. Didn't happen.
Well, you know what? You can go on a vacation to California instead.
Believe me,
Just hang out.
I'm excited that I'm just going to California, so that is fine with me.
Yeah, you've got family out there, don't you?
I do have family out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we'll still do our podcast next week. We'll still do our live stream. We're going to be talking about Ant-Man next week, but
yes.
right now we're going to be talking about Age of Ultron.
Age of the Lizard King.
I am just going to share this with all of my people.
Yeah, allow me to do the same.
Yeah.
I will say words.
But
and things
while I do that, I just want to say that if this is your first time watching us, welcome. Thank you for being here. My name's Travis. To my right.
No.
To my right, there it is.
There you
right
go.
Over there is Zane.
Yeah, your other right.
Yeah, my left, your right.
Oh yeah, because you're over there. Like
Yeah,
if I'm
right.
this is me pointing at you.
It's so weird. Like I try to.
You're there.
Right.
But actually.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Right
there
here. Can we do a high five? Can we do like
man,
one,
okay.
2, no, other side. 1, 2, 3. Bah! Okay.
That's right.
Try it again. 1, 2, 3. Bah!
There we go.
Delay. There's that delay, and we
yeah.
Hang on, one more. I got it
this
time.
I got this time. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. No, you were supposed to do it on 3. I feel like you waited.
But I have
the delay.
This is the safest high five that anyone can do right now. Anyway,
Agreed. Oh yeah.
So there we go. At least we are staying safe.
Yes.
And doing that.
Much safety. Safety. That's what we care about here on Spoiled Rotten. Spoiled Rotten Movies. Sorry, I am. Excuse me.
So today we got a new segment. Movie news.
We're gonna
talk about some news on the movies. So first thing, if you were to guess, what do you think was the number 1 movie in the box office this weekend? 4th of July weekend.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Or are you talking to the people?
I'm talking everyone out there.
Man.
Comment what you think it is if you're watching.
Let us know. Pretend that we didn't talk about this ahead of time.
Right. Yeah.
Man,
it's easier to say to like imagine that we didn't talk about it when you don't say that we
you're
going to do that.
Was it the
Would
room?
you like a lifeline?
I would. Help me out.
Yeah, are you going to call a friend?
Yeah, I'm going to call you.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's right. Ghostbusters number 1.
Also, I want to talk about, like, I know that it doesn't matter to the context of any audio podcast, but this standing desk is like the business. I can jump around, run around.
I'm still sitting. That's fine with you.
Do whatever I want.
You stand. You do what you want. And
I don't. If I don't touch the microphone,
right.
I have a tendency of moving it around constantly.
It's weird seeing your laundry behind you, but that's okay.
What, my laundry behind me? No laundry.
I know. I said it's weird not seeing your laundry behind you.
Oh, do you want me to go get a shirt? I can go get a shirt and hang it up in the background. Okay,
just
but Ghostbusters,
like it's normal. Yeah, Ghostbusters #1.
Was there like a special edition release of this or something?
No, they just decided to re-release it because there were so few movie theaters open right now, and they decided, you know what? Let's just put out all the classics out there. So let's make some money. There. All the Harry Potters are out. It's a weird time for movie theaters because very few. I can count on one hand how many movie theaters are open in the Cincinnati Dayton area right now.
Showing them on at the movie theater? Is that
the movie theater? Yeah.
Okay. Were they doing that in Dayton? I didn't know that they were doing a movie theater.
There isn't. Not yet. The only movie theater that I know of that's open is RJ Cinemas over in Eastgate. And I pointed as if I know where it is,
there?
But
over there,
right over there. Yeah.
Right over
but they've been open for a few weeks because they have been on top of it, and they are very good at keeping everything clean and tidy and being on top of all that. So that's pretty cool.
Luxury loungers there. I feel like that would be an easier way to distance people, if you know what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say it's the luxury to where you press that button and then all of a sudden your legs are reclined, but they're
the in between one,
right? Yeah, they're pretty comfortable seats. Yeah.
Okay.
And their food is amazing. Not to RJ Cinemas is not a sponsor, though they should
sponsor.
Be. But I love RJ Cinemas. It's a great place to eat. Great food. You're gonna drive me crazy with this standing desk.
That's fine. I'm cool with it.
All right. So Ghostbusters #1 in the box office, $550,000.
Jesus. People wanted to go to the movies that bad.
Yes.
That says something, man. Like I know that you said you had the dream about going to the movie theaters, but
I did.
They're for real.
That's
Anybody
right.
else missing the theaters? Let us know in the chat. We want to talk to you guys.
Yeah, let us know. But #2 was Jumanji. The Next Level.
That's the
Next Level.
That's a sequel.
That's the sequel to.
It still has The Rock in it. Yeah.
Right. It has The Rock, has Danny DeVito, has Kevin Hart.
I don't think I've seen the second one, actually.
Oh, I love the second one.
Danny DeVito in it?
Yeah, it has Danny
Does Nick
DeVito.
Jonas return? Does Nick Jonas reprise his role as the pilot guy?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he's in there, yeah. I don't remember. Maybe. I'll give you a strong maybe on that. I have no idea.
Strong maybe. I'll take it.
Strong maybe. So, another big thing in movie news. I don't know if you've heard this, but
round 2. All right.
Hamilton has been out. It is streaming on Disney.
Yeah. It sure is. My God.
I've watched it.
Have you seen the musical before this, I'm assuming?
No. And honestly, I made sure to not listen to any of the music, not really know anything other than what I already knew about Alexander Hamilton before then. And I went to it as cold as possible. Just because I didn't want to be spoiled by anything. And it was fantastic.
I'm not familiar with the musical. I haven't heard any of the songs. I walked in on Mallory watching it because I was like, I'm gonna go play video games. She's like, I'm gonna watch Hamilton, watch it with me. And I'm like, no, but I walked in and I didn't realize that Lin-Manuel Miranda was in it. I knew he produced it, right? Am I incorrect? Did he write it?
He wrote every song. He wrote the script for it. I believe he directed it when it was out, when he was still in it. He stars in it. Everything about Hamilton came from him.
Yeah, I did not know about that. I thought he was just wrote it. And then I was no, he's
no, he did it all.
Directing, doing all the business with it, which is really cool. Like,
yeah,
imagine being that guy. You're like you have that many different talents. Like
the talent in his fingertips is more than what I have in my entire body. Like he's just so multi-talented, and he wrote all the music for Moana, which I think is one of the best songs, like of all the Disney movies. It's in the top 5 of the songs. Yeah.
Yeah, Let Her Go.
That's Frozen.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
I could see you get mad when I said it. And that's what made me happy.
I was like, oh man. Okay.
Where did our names go? Put our names back up there, Travis.
Our names.
Our names. People won't know.
Boom. Now you know where our names are.
Hey.
I'm Travis, and
if you're
Zane.
That guy.
Yeah.
If you're in the chat, let us know. Let's talk. Let's talk about these movie newses.
Yeah.
But we got one more, right?
We do. One more thing.
This one's all you, because I don't know
movie,
anything about this.
I don't know much about it either, but I was looking for news, and right now there's not much in there. But there's a movie coming out called Naked Singularity, and they came out with a new poster. They don't have a There's no
synopsis. There's
a short synopsis. I found that when a successful New York public defender loses his first case, his life begins to unravel. That's it. That's all we know. We know that it's Naked Singularity, Steal Your Fate, and the guy from Star Wars is holding a sword.
John Boyega. God, man, I can't get this down. Like
it's so weird.
John, he's on the far side. He's
so
there.
But as I was looking at this, what looks like a really cool poster, I noticed one of my biggest pet peeves with movie posters.
The poster.
About the poster.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure, go ahead.
Is it that
okay, I'll just tell you. So
nothing to do with the
there's John Boyega. There's his name. I circled it for you.
Yeah. You did.
And then there he is right underneath it. Right underneath his name.
Look at you go.
Is John Boyega. So that's good.
John.
Olivia Cook is the second one, and she's all the way over here.
Okay.
I don't get that. Why can't we just put the names in the order that they are on the poster?
What are the other names? What are the other names on the poster?
Well, then there's Bill Skarsgård.
Okay.
And he's all the way over there. And then you got Ed Skrein, and he's all the way over there. So
here's why I think that happened.
Very close. What's that?
Here's what happened here.
Okay.
Like you're seeing the cover of this poster.
Yes.
And like without the words, aesthetically, this was the most attractive setup for them.
Great.
They're like, okay, these 4 people. And then what they had to do in order to make that work and get you to come is like you read left to right, man. So most important or biggest name to like, I guess, least known name. That's got to be it.
I'm sure that's what it is. I don't care.
It just annoys you.
It annoys me.
Like make them line up.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? This one isn't even that bad because there's only one name that's out of turn. Like Olivia Cook's in there. She's second billing. I get it. Like as far as like contracts go, you have to have a certain amount of you get paid so much money to be second billing, first billing,
right?
And then that and at the very end or featuring or also
the special
each one has a different meaning, has a different pay rate.
Okay.
So this one isn't that bad. But the first time I really noticed this and the first time it really bugged me was with Ocean's 12, because first you got George Clooney. He's right there. Like, of course, George Clooney has to be the first one on the very far end. And then he's right there in the middle. And then you got Matt Damon. He's right next to, he's kind of just like,
nearby
down, which is close. And then you got Don Cheadle, which is the third to last, but he's all the way at the far end, right over there. You got Brad Pitt. He's second least. He's the second name, but he's also on the other side. And then you got over Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's on one side, all the way over to the other. Bernie Mac. Now, hey, Bernie Mac. One thing you got to say about Bernie Mac, he is the second to last one in line, and that's perfect. That is the one. That is the one constant in this mess.
of
a movie poster.
Okay.
Because then you got Andy Garcia, and he's all the way over on this side, and then Julia Roberts all the way over here. So
here's the issue. Like I can see it with the other one. This one though, it's over here. This one right there. Like there's no excuse for this one.
No,
like,
there's not.
Like every name on that bill is huge. Like that's where this works out, because you couldn't do it with the other one. Because I mean, I didn't know the other two people. I only knew the first two people. This one, everybody on there. This is star-studded, man. Everybody knows everybody on this one. I'm with you. This is unacceptable. This is
ridiculous. And every single time that I've watched it, every single time I see a movie poster with a bunch of people on it, the first thing I look at is this. And if I have to make my own like treasure hunt out of it, then it's done. I'm done with it.
Oh man, I was hiding behind that. I was like,
I know,
chomping on it.
I saw that.
Anyway,
that was weird.
But,
that's cool.
Anyways, if you're in the chat, let us know. Do you have strong feelings about that? Do you?
Is it just
care?
me?
It might be just.
I have a feeling it's just me, but I don't care.
But let's. Do you have any trailers to talk about? Because I got one.
Yes. So there is a new movie. I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show, but it's going to be on HBO Max, starring Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
Seth Rogen. Called an American Pickle. Yes, it's called An American Pickle. So back in 1920, old back Seth Rogen, got is an immigrant from some sort of like old country. I think it was like Ukraine or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it sounds like Russian or Ukrainian.
Right. He gets a job at a pickle factory and falls into pickle brine.
Yeah.
And the pickle brine apparently preserved him for 100 years. When he wakes up, he is now in 2020 present day Brooklyn, and trying to remake his life. And like he finds his great grandson or his grandson, and
who is also Seth Rogen, and he's all completely like disappointed that he has such a crappy life, and and the younger Seth Rogen's like, my life's fine, like I'm living in Brooklyn, I'm having fun, I'm doing what I want to do, and he's like, you don't live life like how you're used to. And it like Seth Rogen's accent is so bad in this. Oh yeah. But can we talk about the premise of this movie?
Right. So the pickle brine.
I was sitting in the living room, and like I usually watch YouTube. That's most of my TV I watch. And like an ad came on. We saw a new HBO series. So me and Mallory stopped for a second. We watched it. And we're like, okay, Seth Rogen. Okay. And we saw him fall in a vat of pickles, and we're like, okay, like maybe this is like a turning point in his life.
Right.
And then they're like, 100 years later. And we both went, what? This is stupid. But then we continued to watch the rest of it. I don't know. We might end up watching it. I think it's going to be pretty stupid, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's okay.
I think it's supposed. It almost looked like. Here's the thing: is if you're doing like the Freaky Friday time travel,
right?
Wake up in a different time thing. Like, as much as I hate it, I almost prefer like the ancient Chinese secret. Oh, we don't know why it happened, but like pickle brine. It's just ridiculous. And like it seems like there's going to be funny points in the show.
Right.
But it also seems like they're trying to be kind of serious.
It's kind of a drama. Yeah, I know. I thought that was weird too.
So Pickle Lane.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you like you act as if you're not a big fan of the pickle brine thing, and I get that. That's kind of weird. But
I would like to make it clear and let you know that I'm not a big fan of the pickle brine thing.
But here's the thing. Have you tried staying in pickle brine for 100 years to see if your body's preserved?
I have not. But I do. I do believe.
No.
I do believe. Do you ever watch Good Mythical Morning?
Every once in a while, yeah.
They have a series that's called The Shelf That We Leave Stuffs On.
Okay.
And they leave objects in different liquids. Sometimes it's salt. It was like bleach one time. I think they've done it with pickle brine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it worked out well. for the whatever got left in there. I could pull it up. We can do a share screen thing if you want.
That's all right. That's all right.
I can
trust
where
you.
names go. You're getting rid of our names every 10 seconds.
Every single time I have to pull up. Every time I pull up this, every time I pull up this, the names go away. So I have to go back to the names.
Put it away. Put the names up. And let me tell you about Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Ooh.
Because that's the trailer I watched. And personally, we come from an age of where you would come home from school. If there wasn't anything on TV, you'd go to your VHS collection.
Mm-hmm.
You blow it off and you'd slap it in the bad boy.
Why are you blowing off your VHS?
Because it's nostalgia.
It's not an NES cartridge.
I do what I want. But you take it, you'd slap it in the VHS player. Sometimes that was attached to a TV that was about that big.
Right. That was inside a box that was that big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was as deep as it was tall. It was huge.
Right.
But I personally, me and my brother, big fans of Bill and Ted and Bill and Ted 2. Bill and Ted Face the Music looks pretty god awful if you ask me.
No.
Holy cow.
No.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, of course I've seen the trailer.
I'm just going to give you the quick little synopsis. It says, a visitor from the future tells Bill and Ted that one of their songs can save life as we know it and bring harmony to the universe.
That's right.
What I gather from the trailer is they time travel in their time traveling phone booth.
Yeah.
And they go to their future selves to steal the song after they've already written it. But they run into themselves and they're in prison.
Holds up.
Yeah. So it looks awful. I gotta be like, here's the thing.
Sounds fine to me.
Let me pull up the cast list because I don't know this guy's name. Alex Winter, the guy who plays Bill.
Right.
Bill Esquire.
Yeah.
He looks fine. He looks pretty much the same as he did back then. Like he's got some sick miles on him, but nothing too hateful. But Keanu Reeves, man, we've seen him in so many different things since then.
Yeah.
And he kind of dropped off the planet there for a while. And watching it, because they're still doing like the bro is Bill and Ted. They're still doing the thing. And I gotta say, I don't think it looks that good, man. It looks pretty stupid.
I'm
Death
disappointed.
comes back, which is cool. It looks like it's the same guy who played Death before, which is awesome. Well, maybe not. He's 37, I don't think. Oh, I could be wrong. Is this the same guy who played Death in the first one?
Maybe,
maybe not. I don't think it is. Which is a bummer because Death was one of my favorite characters in the sequel. But I don't think it looks good, man. I think it looks pretty bad, which is a bummer because I want to like it.
Okay.
Have you seen the trailer? What are your thoughts?
It looks good. Like it looks like another Bill and Ted movie, and that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not expecting a life-changing movie. I'm not expecting something to tug at my heart.
No,
I'm expecting guys that are just going to have fun, going through time, and we learn a little bit about the future or the past, or just be excellent and be kind to each other. Be excellent to each other. Whatever.
Exactly.
Be excellent to each other. Like this is the type of movie we need in this climate right now in America. Because it's going to be nothing but wholesome and fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
I don't think it will be good, but I am excited to watch it when it comes out. I mean, we'll talk about it because it'll probably be bad.
All right, so let's get to what we have this entire episode for. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, Age of Robert California, and I will not stop calling it that because it makes me smile. And
which, just for anyone that doesn't understand what he's talking about, like James Spader, who plays Ultron, is also Robert California in The Office, and
this is the same character.
It's the same character. Yeah, it's so like
it's
James
weird.
Spader's amazing.
It's hard not to envision James Spader in the office reciting all of his lines for this movie.
Oh, yeah. We should have played a game, and I should have said, like, all right, here's a quote from either Robert California or Ultron. You tell me which one it is.
Who said it?
Who said it? I wish I really wish we did that one instead. But that's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's all good.
Maybe next time on Age of Ultron 2.
Yeah.
We might get to that. But
yeah.
So what do you think of this movie? What did you like?
I liked it, man. I thought although not all of the jokes hit for me, I thought they definitely made a much more concerted effort to be funny in this movie.
Yes.
Than they have in any other Marvel movie.
Even Guardians.
Like I think yes, but in the sense that Guardians wasn't established as anything yet. So it came out the gate as a comedy, as opposed to serious superhero films being put in a new situation and joking off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like they all played off each other more instead of just like Chris Pratt being Star-Lord, goofing it up the whole time.
Right.
I thought the jokes were good. I don't know if I like that or not. I'll mention. I thought it was weird. I thought in the first movie they had made quite a bit of effort to kind of build this. We're talking about things we like. I'll talk about that and the things I don't like.
Okay.
I thought it looked beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's a Marvel movie. Like, that's gonna be like on the top of all my list for all these Marvel movies. I think is that they look good. Other than Thor 1 looked like garbage.
It did.
It was filmed super well. I thought everybody played off of each other a lot more. I don't know. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent story. And then I will talk about things I don't like here in a minute. But the things I do like, me and my buddy were talking about this like a while ago. We were talking about an album that came out that I really enjoyed. And I was like, man, I really like this album. And then all I did was just rag on it and talk about all the things I hated about it. Like, just like the little things I didn't like. And it's so weird that like you will like something so much and then just say nothing but negative stuff about it.
Yeah.
It's like your friends. It's like, you're my best friend. So I'm just going to talk crap about you constantly, but I'm the only one who can talk crap about you. Like other people can't. Like
it's personal. Right. Exactly.
But what about you?
What I like? Okay. So the best part of this movie was the party.
Yes.
By far, from the very beginning of the party.
Yeah.
All the way to the end where we meet Ultron for the first time.
Yeah.
All of that was amazing. Just all the small talk in between each character. We needed 10. What is this? The 11th, 12th issue? Yeah, the 11th. Like this is the 11th. So we needed 10 movies to get us set up for that scene. Because each one was small talk and you really didn't understand it, or you might have understood it, but you never really appreciated it unless you watched the other 10 movies that helped set all this up.
Right.
All the way to Stan Lee's cameo where
that was hilarious with the god alcohol.
Right. Thor's alcohol. There was like, this is not for any mortal man. He's like, I've been through World War II. There's nothing that can stop me. And then it cuts to him saying Excelsior and like looking extremely drunk.
Just
my favorite Stan Lee cameo so far.
Up there. That's up there. Yeah.
All the way to them trying to pick up Thor's hammer.
That was pretty. That
was just a fun scene. And then being introduced to Ultron. And then Ultron like completely destroying Jarvis. Like it was such a like it was a fun scene, yet also like we got to know Jarvis over the last like 10 movies. So like Ultron killing Jarvis
that we've come into contact with, yeah.
And so like him killing Jarvis, even though Jarvis is an AI, artificial intelligence, like it hurt.
While
So-
we're on the topic of Jarvis and saying
Yes.
things that we do like, I say that I loved the Vision in this movie.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. Oh man, he's so
Holy
cool.
cow. Holy cow. Like I knew it was him who voiced him, but like
Right.
when I saw him, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second. That's really him.
Yeah.
But we built everything up for this movie, as you're
Right.
saying. Sorry.
Right. And it's just that was such a good payoff. And then it was great to see like everyone try to pick up Thor's hammer and Captain America just barely nudging it.
Yeah.
And just seeing
he was
Hulk's or Thor's face like,
oh, I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
No. And then just seeing how everyone's like, there's no way that anyone can pick it up. No one else is worthy other than Thor. And then Vision being like, I don't know if I'm good or bad, but here you go. And he picks up the hammer and hands it over to Thor and was like, we have a job to do. And then everyone, like the eyes on everyone was like,
he's like the weight of it. Like, and Mallory made that comment. She's like, that's a uniquely singular experience that Thor has never had with anybody else ever. When he hands him, he goes, the weights, what, like equal on it or something. He's like, yeah, well, you get the swing through, and he's talking about it. I thought he's gonna be like, I thought there would be more dialogue about that, but like nobody has ever picked that up before.
Right.
So like the fact that Vision was making a comment on something like that, it just made me smile. I was like, that's cool.
It was really cool. Man, what else was I going to say about this movie?
That you like? We're being
that
positive.
I like. Yeah, it was. Other than that, I really liked. I love James Spader was great in it. All that stuff.
I want to add to that the fact that I couldn't stop picturing Robert California did not work against Ultron's character.
No, it didn't at all.
Like, if anything, it helped it. Like, I was like, me and Mallory were talking. We were like, we can't stop smiling because we keep thinking of Robert California and like his spandex like wrestling tights that he wears in that one episode, just like trying to act all hard and everything. But like maybe it made me smile for the wrong reasons, but I really enjoyed it.
All right. So what did you not like about this movie?
Okay. So this is what I was going to get into earlier, and then I didn't. They've built the last movie up, the Avengers movie, as like Hawkeye and Black Widow are going to get together. Like, she's like, oh, I have a debt, but it seemed very implied that there was like a love interest there. And then for this movie to come around and be like, nope, not only is that not true, but the Hulk and Black Widow, who we've never seen interact, have no chemistry together. They're in love.
That's not true.
I didn't like it.
We saw them interact. Like the first person that we saw, Mark Ruffalo interact with was Black Widow.
Was that Mark Ruffalo? No, that was Mark Ruffalo. Okay.
Yeah, that was Mark Ruffalo. And the only person that was there when he turned into the Hulk on the helipad was Scarlett Johansson, was the
Just
Black
because
Widow.
That person was there does not mean that there is chemistry there. That means they were there in the same location.
Yeah, I like the chemistry. I have other problems with it, which we'll talk about when I get my turn. But I personally like the chemistry. Yeah, between them.
I wasn't crazy about it. Now, one of the things I said that I do like was the jokes. That being said, I think they went way too far trying to make everything a joke.
Right.
I was like, yo, keep it lower. Like, keep making jokes, but we don't have to make every single moment a moment for comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is still a superhero movie. Not that I think jokes can't work in favor of a superhero movie, but I just didn't. I didn't think it worked out 100% of the time. You start listing things. I'll start listing more things. You know.
Okay.
I'll hop in there.
This did not feel like. Right. Here we go.
Do this.
All right. So this didn't feel like a movie. It felt like a bunch of scenes put together. It didn't feel like a full story. It felt like.
In what way?
It felt like a lot of it was just set up for other movies. Like, I felt as if they just had a little excerpt of, all right, this is what Thor's going through before we get to Thor Ragnarok, or this is what Captain America's going through before we get to Captain America Civil War, or this is what Iron Man's going through before we get to Captain America Civil War.
So in this vein, what was Thor going through? What was his separated plot that he was going through?
So Thor got in his mind was the Scarlet Witch made him think that he was sending everyone from Asgard to hell, and he was going to be the reason that everyone in Asgard dies. And so he breaks off in the middle of them trying to hide out in Hawkeye's ranch. And he goes to try to find
which was weird.
It's so weird. Like, it just felt, it didn't feel like it was a part of the movie. And that's what I'm saying. Like, none of it really melded together. I didn't feel like any of it.
While I don't feel, while I agree that it felt clunky, I think that could have been smoothed out with just like kind of like, instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna go do this thing, be like, hey, I have this idea for this. This is what I saw, like explaining to the team, and then going to do the thing, which he ultimately found out. He came back and, visioned it up. But
right. And that's the thing, like
explanation there, but I don't think that it felt disjointed. Like, I was confused for a while, but I didn't feel disconnected.
That's the thing. You shouldn't have been confused at all. Like, if a good storytelling, especially with Joss Whedon, that should never be a problem. And that's the thing. Like, and maybe it's a lot of me that's watched all of Joss Whedon's TV shows, watched every movie that he's done, and like nothing's ever felt disjointed like this one did. And so, as you said, like,
I don't have that for the record.
Right. And earlier this week, you even asked me, you texted me and said, so do you still hate this movie? And I'm like, I wouldn't say hate. I was disappointed in the movie. I was disappointed because I felt as if like Ultron's such a good villain, and this, like, everything set up for this movie was so good. And like, I remember watching this at the midnight release, and I was just kind of and I really didn't like, it was a good movie. Like, I wouldn't say that it was a terrible movie. It was just so many expectations for this movie weren't met. And I think it's almost the exact opposite of Guardians of the Galaxy. I had no expectations for Guardians of the Galaxy, and that movie was amazing to me because it exceeded the no expectations that I had. This one I had a lot of expectations for. If I were to go into it blindly, I might say that it was okay. But just from my expectations, I didn't like it.
And I think that's what it comes down to, is that I came into this movie with no expectations. Like, I've seen the other movies and I'm like, oh, like, not like I expect this to happen. I expect this person to make an appearance. I expect all these different check marks to get hit. I'm just like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. And I really enjoyed it. I thought the Scarlet Witch's character was really cool. Also, I
like the Scarlet Witch. I like Quicksilver. I thought Quicksilver was great.
Is that Quicksilver?
Yeah, that was Quicksilver. Did they ever say
his name was Quicksilver at any point in time?
I don't believe so. Okay. Mainly because I think the Quicksilver name was still owned by Fox at the time. Gotcha. And so
they just call them the twins.
They call them the twins. But yeah, it was Quicksilver, and I think that they did a really good job. Like, Aaron Tyler Johnson is who played him, and I think he did an extremely good job. And I was really upset that they killed him off. Another reason why I didn't like the movie was they killed him off so quick.
They got the not famous Olsen sister in this, which was nice.
True. Okay, so I'm not done with what I didn't like about this movie yet.
Oh, go for it, please.
Okay, so also,
Rant away.
I didn't like it felt like okay, so the first movie, everyone liked Hawkeye, but they didn't really put much of Hawkeye into it, and he was just kind of a puppet because he was in a trance
He was
from
being
Loki
mind
the entire
controlled.
movie.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden they're like, oh, so you want more Hawkeye? Let's give you his entire backstory and let's give you this family that no one knew about and that wasn't in any of the comics. Let's just throw all this at you and
Yeah.
let's just make this entire movie seem almost as if it's about Hawkeye. And I was like, no, that's too much. Like I thought it was overcompensating.
While I don't agree with the backstory, I thought the backstory was awkward. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I thought him having a backstory was weird. That being said, as soon as he was talking to like his family, I looked at Mallory. And goes, "So Hawkeye dies in this movie, and they didn't kill him."
Right.
I was like,
again, like
do
they
it.
set it
I
all
was
up,
like-
and then instead of killing him, they kill
They
Quicksilver.
killed
Right.
Who's your favorite, apparently?
Right. And he like there was hardly any I'm just
No,
And
you're
then
good. You're good. I wish because I don't know any of the comics. I don't know any of the lore. I don't have any attachment to anybody. I wish they would have killed off Hawkeye. Like, if you're going to build the story as much as you did, just
Right.
kill him. Like,
right.
I don't know if he has comic book related.
There's more to come in
significance.
this. There's more to come in the universe. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Like Hawkeye has a much bigger
He's there for a reason.
Yeah, he's
Like-
still around for a reason, and that'll come into focus towards the end of phase 3. So you'll see that.
So
soon.
we got a couple movies before that happens.
Yeah, you'll see that in a little bit. There's one scene that I really disliked about this movie, and it felt awkward the first time I watched it, but I really didn't understand why. And then it hit me like a freight train this time I watched it. So
With the awkwardness of it, or
it just
with why you didn't like it.
why I didn't like it. Yeah, it hit me why. Like I all of a sudden was like, oh wow, that's why I don't like it. So while they're at the ranch, the Hulk is talking about how much of a monster he is, and Scarlet Witch is like, hey, let's just run away. Let's just run away, not look back. And that whole love storyline started to come into focus. And he's like, I'm a monster. I can't have kids. You've seen how much of a monster I've been. And then Scarlet was like, well, if you're a monster, I'm a monster too. I'm a monster because I can't have kids. And then I so badly wanted the next words to be like, that doesn't make you a monster. But what he says instead is, oh, so we should just go run off together then? Like they didn't like, to me, I did not like how much focus they put on the fact that like your worth, especially as on a female character, her worth was whether or not she could produce kids or not. And she felt that her worth was lower because she didn't have kids and she couldn't produce kids. And it's just, to me, that was just wrong. And it just, in 2020, it really like shone bright to me. I was like, that's just weird. And the fact that they didn't like say, nope, that's not right. Or, hey, it doesn't make you a monster. You're just fine how you are. Anything like that. Just a little bit of it would have been good enough to me, but they didn't do anything.
While I agree with you from a moral standpoint, like human to human, from a storytelling standpoint, with two people, it's gonna sound really arbitrary with like the way it's being told.
Right.
Not like the scene in Rent where Roger goes outside and Mimi has to take her ACT, I think ACT or something like that. Like whatever her pill is that she has to take for having HIV.
Right.
And there's like this connection, and then no words really get said about it. They just kind of move on. I feel it's the same kind of situation as that, as like an unspoken, we both know what the options are at that point. I don't think it was so much them pushing an agenda of, well, if women can't have children, then they're not worth anything. I don't think it was that at all. I think it was more, like I said, of just like unspoken people who have the same issues, going through the same situations in life, kind of colliding and being like, oh, somebody who gets me, we don't have to say anything. It goes unsaid.
No, that makes sense. Absolutely. It just, when I watched it, it was like, it just hit me weird, and I was not a fan of how it hit me, and it hit me even worse the second time watching it. So yeah, that makes total sense. I understand that perfectly. Unfortunately, this isn't the end of that storyline in this universe. So we touch on it a little bit more later on, but
okay.
So we'll get to that when we get there. So
next thing you didn't like, let's go.
No, actually, that's it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's about it. I wish that the Falcon was in the final thing, but was in the final battle, but he wasn't. And
oh, yeah. I was trying to remember what his name was the whole time.
Yeah.
I wish they just said it more so I like knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because he was at the party, but he wasn't at the in the final battle. But War Machine was in the final battle. To me, that just irritated me, but that's all right.
I do one or the other. They were both shown in the movie.
Right. Rankings.
More CGI.
So where'd you rank this one?
I put this bad boy, and this is gonna seem just absurd to you. But I put it at number 3.
Number 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I liked it.
Wow.
I think I'm enjoying the movies. Maybe, and like I've said before, maybe it's that I'm putting my guard down. Maybe I'm coming to a place with these movies that I'm just starting to like just lean into it and let it happen and enjoy it more. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, good. So
where did you
yeah, where do you think I put it?
I think that I was looking over the podcast from last week, and I was looking at the gaps that you had in your standings, and there's one gap, and we've talked about this off the air before
a little bit.
I don't think you view this one very highly.
No?
So I'd say it's gonna fill that last gap you had on the bottom.
It's at number 20.
Yeah,
it's 20 for me. And again, it might move up a spot or two. Like after we're rewatching it, I really did enjoy it more so the second time watching it as a whole. But like the only I haven't seen it before this week. I haven't seen it since the midnight premiere, and watching it on the midnight premiere. I watched it one time and that was it. And watching the midnight premiere, I was just like, and I never really gave it another chance. So that's why it went all the way down to 20th out of 23. And then we got our Rotten Tomatoes. Where do you think Rotten Tomatoes put this?
Oh, what was last week? Last week
Guardians was at I believe it was like a 90%, 91%.
I like to think that people like to shoot the gap between the two of us.
Yeah.
Probably give it. I said I'd give Guardians like an 85, so I'd give this one like an 86. Like I like it marginally better than Guardians.
Yeah, they give it a 75, and it's at 20 as well.
They nailed it. Look at that. Iron Man 2. Like if I go back through my rank at the end, like I'm gonna rank Iron Man 2 lower than I have it now.
Yeah.
But it's still fresh. Still fresh.
Yeah, still fresh. All of them are fresh. All of them are good movies. And that's the thing. Like we're nitpicking these great movies. But the rankings have to be somewhere. And that's where this ranking is. Age of Ultron, all the way down there at 20. We still got a lot of other movies that are a lot higher too. So Guardians of the Galaxy was at 91 last week. Age of Ultron is at 20. And then we got Ant-Man next week. And so I'm excited to see where you put Ant-Man, because it is a very divisive movie.
Like you either love it or you hate it.
Right. All right.
I love it. I like movies.
Yeah. So are you ready for some trivia?
I am. What do we got?
Cool. All right. So question number 1. Here we go. Which Avenger has the most screen time in Age of Ultron? Is it
Yes.
A, Captain America, B, Iron Man, C,
Okay.
Black Widow, or D, Quicksilver?
Ooh. I really don't think it's Quicksilver. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Ooh, that A, B, and C, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I'll
Is
give you
it
this.
like-
These 4 are the
Yeah.
top 4 heroes with the most screen time in
Like
this movie.
screen time wise. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, is it close? I gotta imagine it's close.
The top 2 are pretty close.
Top 2 are pretty close.
Yeah. The third one is up there as well,
Okay.
but it's definitely closer between the top 2.
My immediate thoughts, but when I was reading the question, I had to look at the answer, was Black Widow or Iron Man.
Okay.
Because they do a lot of that love story thing with Black Widow on screen quite a bit of the time. I feel like Iron Man's really pushing the forward front on this one, but Captain America's in it quite a bit too. Can I just get? Do you have like the numbers for each one of these? Like they're listed. Okay,
I do.
what's the screen time for the number 1 spot?
Number 1 is 50 minutes 25 seconds. Number 2 is
50 minutes.
50 minutes of this movie. This character was on the screen. Second was 45 minutes 34 seconds. Third was 33 minutes 7 seconds, and fourth was 26 minutes 43 seconds.
For the record, 50 minutes is less than half of this movie. Like,
right.
Like
that's why I thought this was such a good question, because there's so many people in this movie. The fact that someone had this much of the screen time is still pretty impressive.
I want to go with Iron Man, but something's telling me, because he got dream sequenced at the very beginning, but I feel like we really went into Black Widow's backstory in this one. I'm gonna go with Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Final answer.
Final answer. Incorrect.
She number 2?
She is number 3. Captain America was number 1.
Really?
Then Iron Man. Then Black Widow. Then Quicksilver. And I went ahead and got all the other ones. Hulk was at 23 minutes 55 seconds. He was 5th. Scarlet Witch was 6th with 20 minutes 59 seconds.
Oh, okay. I was like 6 minutes. No, gotcha.
Hawkeye 19 minutes 56 seconds. Thor at 14 minutes 18 seconds. And Vision rounds it out at 8 minutes 41 seconds.
Where did you get this information?
IMDb.
Okay, I just can imagine there's like somebody in their living room with like 3 of their friends.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you keep an eye out for Scarlet, like, and then you're just like timing on their phone.
Stop watching.
How else are you going to get that? Like, how else are you going to get that information?
I have no idea.
Like in the background, just like there, just like we're having a party, invite all your friends over. Everybody pull your iPhone out, make sure it's charged. Like, and we're just going to time how long each character's on the screen. I don't know. Wrong.
That's a very good point. All right. Question 2.
All right, what we got next?
How many arc reactors are in the Hulkbuster armor? Okay, which another thing I didn't like, this fight scene between Iron Man and Hulk in this Hulkbuster armor was about 10 minutes too long. It felt like it dragged. And that was the only action sequence that I thought dragged in the entire movie. But this one dragged. So how many arc reactors are on the Hulkbuster armor? And that's not including the arc reactor that Iron Man himself wears. It's on specifically the Hulkbuster armor.
Now, these are on the armor.
Yes.
Hulkbuster armor. That's the dome thing that came down?
No, it's his suit. It's his big Hulk busting suit that he was wearing when he was fighting Hulk.
Freak. Okay.
There were multiple arc reactors on that thing.
Okay.
How many were there? 5, 9, 13, or 42? Again, remember, one of them can power Iron Man's suit by itself.
This is not
how many is needed.
His
and
own.
It's not including his own. How many are needed for his Hulkbuster armor? You can clearly see it.
I have no idea. I wasn't even paying attention to that, man. That is
I know. I was, because I counted as I was watching the movie.
42 is the meaning of life.
True.
42, final answer. No, not really.
Okay.
Here
we go.
He's like, he said final answer. Let's chat, help me out here. Help me out.
I think you're all alone on this one.
I think so.
No comments today.
I know. There's somebody's watching right now. Fork.
And they're gone.
There we go. They're like, get involved. I'm out. Oh man, my headphone just broke.
I saw that.
That's what you get when you throw it against your table.
Yeah.
Your standing desk. Oh man. Okay, so 5. You think maybe one for each, like the body, the arms, and the legs, maybe?
It's a possibility.
Let's go with 5. Final answer.
5. Final answer.
Oh man, I really broke that.
You sure did. 5 is wrong.
Is it 42?
9 of them. 3 in the front. 1 was on the chest, 1 on each knee, and then there were 6 on the back. 4 were on his back, and then 1 on each calf. So,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of arc reaction going on there.
Rude. That was a rude question, sir.
0 for 2, 1 question left.
Last one, final question.
This is a good one. All right, so who else did director Joss Whedon consider to play Ultron? Was it A, James Earl Jones, B, Christopher Walken, C, Jack Nicholson, or D, no one, only James Spader was considered?
Wow, Jarvis, your security is so high.
So high. I'd love it. It would be number 1. If he
second only to Robert California. Like, think about that. James Earl Jones, I could see. He's got one of those voices. Man, Jack Nicholson with that like Joker, like kind of like intensity. I could see that.
Yeah.
No one, only James Spader. I feel like these always like, it's like, no, this couldn't possibly be it. Or could it? Like, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of the question. So I feel like that's not it. Christopher Walken, man, I want that to be the answer.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna dismiss it in my head.
Okay.
Which leaves me with James Earl Jones or Jack Nicholson. I don't know if James Earl Jones has the malintent in his being to be a villain. I could be wrong.
Right, because he definitely didn't voice Darth Vader.
Well, then, like, that being said,
Just
like,
saying.
is he gonna? I don't feel like he was very daunting in that movie. I don't know. James Spader, he's so theatrical with it, man. He got very like Robert California. I don't know how else to say it. He got very Robert California with it. Perfect casting for him. I'm gonna go Jack Nicholson. Final answer.
Jack Nicholson. Final answer.
Oh, please be Christopher Walken. Please be Christopher Walken. Please be Christopher Walken. Please be Christopher Walken.
It was not Jack Nicholson.
Is it Christopher Walken?
No, only James Spader was considered.
Really?
Yeah. Joss Whedon made it very clear. He was like, I only wanted one person, and if James Spader didn't say yes, he would have gone in a completely different direction other than Ultron. Yeah.
Wow. struck out. I don't like it when
So,
there's only 3 questions.
Over 3.
because
I'm sorry.
Striking out are considerably higher. Like
I took way too much time preparing the Ocean's 12 thing
with all the arrows.
with all the arrows.
Look at you.
Yeah, I went through that. Like, did you want 5 questions or did you want this? Like, to me, I would rather have this.
What's really more important? It's probably this. Probably this. I don't know.
All right, so who was your MVP of this movie? Or what was your MVP of this movie?
That's tough. I think it's a tie for me.
Okay.
Between Vision.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Vision's character so much. It's just like the way he was like portrayed with like he was an AI, but like as a human, like no emotions. Just like the way he spoke was like the way his face is just like, oh, I'm speaking to you right now, and this is the way that my face looks, and I have no emotions, and I'm an AI. And I thought that was really well done. Also, it was cool to see Vision. I know something about the Infinity Stones happens with Thanos in the future movies, so I feel like I can just kiss the Vision goodbye.
Yeah, so we've seen 3 Infinity Stones so far.
Yeah.
3 of the 5
well, you watch
6
credit scenes and it tells you where all of them was.
What's that?
I said the after credits scene where it shows there in the Guardian. There's the one in Vision. There's one in the Tesseract. And where's the 4th? Is the green one? I feel like it's the green one. I don't know what. But the after credits scene where it was after credits scene. Yeah. With Thanos. Did you watch the after credit scene for this movie?
Maybe. Like all I remember is him being like, well, I guess it's my turn, and then he puts his hand in the gauntlet. But I don't remember anything before that. Like
right before that, it was like showing you the 4 Infinity Stones, and they just kind of like disappeared, and then you see Reese's hand in the gauntlet, and
I don't remember that part.
I don't know what the green one is, and I don't know where it's at. I know.
Yeah.
What? Star-Lord's got one.
Yep.
Vision's got one.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in the Tesseract. What's the other one?
The Aether. In your favorite movie, the terrible Thor Dark World, which leaves the Time Stone, which we'll see soon in a few weeks.
Ragnarok?
No, not Thor Ragnarok.
We'll see before that.
It's well before Ragnarok.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Yeah, and then the Soul Stone, which we'll see as well.
Which one's the Soul Stone?
Coming up? The Soul Stone we don't see until much later.
So there's a 5th one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
made it seem like there was only 4. Might be.
Oh, there's a few more. So yeah, the Time Stone you'll see in a few weeks. Probably like 3-4 weeks, and then the Soul Stone we'll see much later on, right before the end. But yeah, so Vision was your MVP. Or you said it was a tie, or
Ultron. Like Ultron is
okay.
Like Robert California. I know I've said it like 100 times already in this review, but like just it makes me smile.
Right. Yeah. So I like both of those. But I'm gonna have to give it to Quicksilver because this is his only shot to get the MVP, and I think that he was a very fun character to watch. Yeah. I think that there's a comic book to where like he's talking to a therapist, and the therapist asks him like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you act the way that you do?" And he's like, "So, have you ever been at an ATM and the person in front of you has no idea what they're doing, and you're just sitting there and you're just getting more and more impatient, and you're like ready to yell at them the entire time, and you're like, figure out what you're supposed to do," and like
that's my entire life.
He's like, that's my entire life. And like Aaron Tyler Johnson made it really portrayed that very well. And I think that Quicksilver unfortunately got way too soon of a death.
See, and as somebody who didn't have any expectations, who wasn't biased going into it, I was like, bye. I didn't care. I didn't get attached to his character at all. Like, he had a couple jabs with Hawkeye, but other than that, like, I'm like, you have no more purpose for me. Like,
I didn't see it coming. All right. Well, next week, live from LA. Well, half live from LA.
LA.
Live from Los Angeles and Dayton.
And in Dayton.
We're going to be talking about Ant-Man. So all of our listeners and watchers, watch Ant-Man with us this week and let us know what you think. Are you sharing your screen with me?
I am, so we can do the theme song on the way out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, cool.
I'm on top of
about that. Yeah.
Ba-bow.
All right, so we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Lead us out, Zane.
I'm gonna do our spiel. Can you hear it? Oh, we're gonna have to reload it. Oh my goodness. This happened last week too.
Oh no.
There's a problem playing this audio file. Goodness. Hang on, hang tight with me.
Holding.
You can't do it without the theme song. That's how it works.
You can't. Not at all. Loud.
Oh, can you hear that? Can you hear it?
I hear nothing.
Well, all right. I'm just gonna hold my headphones up. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember that we go live on Facebook Live and YouTube every single Monday night at 7:00. Also, make sure to check us out on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, everywhere you get your podcast. I don't have my thing in front of me. Also, follow us on Twitter at Rotten_BOIS, Rotten Boys, on Instagram at Spoiled Rotten Movies. And we promise to do better next time, y'all.
That's right.
We love you. We'll see you later. Bye. Freeze frame.